All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Dominic Pizzerto, and I'm going to be leading us tonight. We are going to kind of open it up and do a roundtable discussion when it comes to client support. So welcome, everybody, to Client Support Mondays. On these calls, we've been meeting for the last 7-8 weeks, going over a variety of topics. You name it, we've gone over it. From anything from structural coaching to the basic emails, text messages, what do I send to my clients, to the psychological part of coaching. And hey, am I a good coach? Is it me or is it them? You know, am I enabling my clients or am I empowering them? We've gone through some of the things that set apart some of the top coaches in this business and their support from some of the other coaches that are maybe struggling. So we've gone over a lot of different things. There's a lot of different knowledge in this group. A lot of individuals get on this call every week. And what our group is designed to do is just help each other on this journey to be able to support as many clients as we can to get America healthy. So today, what I wanted to do was I wanted to open it up to you guys. We bring a lot of topics to you guys that are already prepared, but those are specific to kind of what I want to cover or where I'm at in my business or things that, you know, we feel are very beneficial to you. But hey, we know that not everybody kind of fits into that box all the time. Oh no, did I freeze up? All right, there I am. Okay, so not everybody always fits into kind of what I'm talking about. So it may not always be, you may not always be in your business on topics that I'm covering and support. So today, I really want to open it up to you guys, customize it to you, and get some of those questions answered that maybe you're struggling with when it comes to support, or maybe there's a topic that I have not discussed that you're like, hey, I really want to know this. So if we can please all create a discussion, just open, a lot of participation to get us through this call. I think it'd be very beneficial because we all come from all over this country, all different socioeconomic backgrounds, and all different ranges of an experience with health coaching as well. So myself, I've been coaching 3.5 years. So I've seen a lot of different things, a lot of different struggles, a lot of different things that can help. And I know there's lots of other coaches on here, Carrie Frazier, Nicole Stricker, Don Donnelly. There's even Becky. Becky's on. So there's coaches with all kinds of experience here and knowledge. So I encourage you coaches that are on the call right now, let's ask some questions. Let's get them out there. Let's talk about how we can move your business forward and help support your clients. So feel free to come off mute if there's a topic that you want to discuss.
I have a question.
Go for it, Carrie.
Okay, so you guys are going to hear this all the time if you haven't already. I have several clients that, for whatever reason, they start saying things like, boy, I sure hope I can keep affording this program. And I just wondered, how do you deal with that? Like, if they're doing really good, and in my mind, I know they're saving money, but they continually look at this as an expense. What do you say to them? Anybody?
Who wants to help out? Has anybody else experienced this? Let's talk about it. Luann, do you have a way that you've spoken about it to your client? You're on mute, Luann.
Unmuted. There you go. You know, I have clients that maybe they're really not strong in their why, and their mind is made up that that's one of the excuses they can make that they can't afford it. I really dig into their why, and then I kind of give them the coaching opportunity. Though they're talking about, you know, they can't afford it. Maybe the coaching kit may not be the way for them to afford it, but just kind of planting that seed. Then I'll go in and just kind of revisit their journey that they've had so far. And that, yeah, you may see that it is a little bit of a tight squeeze as far as your maybe how you're being able to afford the program. But then I also do referrals too. Hey, maybe you might know somebody that might be seeing what you're doing and would like to know about the program. If we do like an explore call and they sign up, I usually wait till their second order and then I'll go ahead and put money in their account. So that will help out a little bit.
Okay, great.
That's
I love it. Yeah, getting in touch with their why. I love it. I love it. And then
I like to remind them that, you know, they're only spending like $13 a day, because a lot of these people that I talked to before, you know, they were spending $13 for a meal at like Wendy's or McDonald's or whatever. So it just, I feel like they get amnesia. Like they start the program, they start to feel really good, and maybe they're spending that money they're saving on other things. I mean, we're not all good savers. So I'm starting to think that maybe when I first talk about the program with people, that maybe I need to remind them, hey, save that money. Don't go buy shoes or whatever, because you can use that money to buy your next month. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just wondered what you guys say.
Hey, Carrie.
Yeah.
I remember something that was posted about the value meal at one of the, I don't know if I can say the name or not, but it was a sub type restaurant, and it was like $13 for 6-inch sub, a cookie, and the drink.
That was my post. That was my post with my son at the Subway. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And you know, you pay that, you know, for that. And then if you go to Panera, I mean, Thursday nights I work late, so I would stop at Panera and get like a salad and a drink. And that right there, I don't know about where you guys live, but it's like $15 just for, you know, a salad, which only has 1.5 ounces of meat on it, and an iced tea.
Exactly.
So I find a way. I mean, I use that as comparisons to let them know, you know.
Great idea.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, Melissa. Yeah. I think it's just, and I think, Luann, what you said about revisiting their why is so important too, because their why changes. I think when they start to lose weight, they don't feel miserable anymore. And so all of a sudden, like, I don't know, I almost want to ask them again, what's your new why? Like, what's your new motivation now? Yeah. Now that you know it's possible, you know, let's talk about some more reasons why you want to lose weight.
Yeah.
That might work.
I kind of want to kind of add on to what Melissa was speaking about, if I can. So that recognition of what they are spending on outside of the program is very, very important. And I think a tool that we all could use in the very beginning, when we're finding out their why and discovering it, is the health assessment. When we're breaking down, hey, what does your day look like? You know, when you wake up, you know, what are you already currently spending money on? You know, to get that awareness created, because if they're going to Subway for lunch, they're going out to dinner, they're going out to drinks a couple times a week, they're getting coffee on the way to work, you know, there's an expense that they're adding that's getting taken away. Okay, so finding out their why in the very beginning of the health, circling back to their why later on, but using that tool to its fullest, maximizing it and seeing that can definitely help. And then I also wanted to, you know, we've talked about integration and creating communities around our clients. I also wanted to mention, if they're seeing it as an also or an and expense on top of other expenses for their family, you know, let's ask them, you know, what does home life look like? You know, are you doing the program and cooking these lean and greens? But what's your family looking like? Are we getting them healthy as well? Are we creating that community around them? Because if they're doing it, but nobody else around them is doing it, how successful are they going to be in the long run anyway? Or are they just seeing it as a diet? So if we could create that community around them, have them realize that they don't have to be an also expense, but they can encompass the whole family around them and cook and make that one big meal, then they're really going to be saving the money. So if they're cooking lean and grains, going out and ordering pizza or fast food for the family, that's not helping them, you know. And then, yeah, it's an additional expense because they're still buying what they normally would for the family, instead of trying to create that community of health around them and everybody getting healthy close to them.
Good point.
Awesome. Thank you very much for that and that topic. I love it. That can help a lot of people. Thank you, Carrie. What else would we like to discuss, guys?
Something that you just pointed out, like the family coming in. I've got a teenage daughter who's young, and now she's little by little, she's catching on. She's not overweight at all, and I mean, I wish I was her size, but she's confiscating my Powerade Zeros. She's eating my cauliflower pizza crust pizzas that I made in the freezer, and she's drinking my almond milk now.
Cool.
So on her own, I went to buy regular milk for her. She's like, no, I don't want regular milk. I like that almond milk. And it's just the unsweetened original, like 30 calories. So it rubs off little by little.
Yes, that's such a great benefit of this program for that to happen, because I think we automatically fall into where we think our children or the younger generation doesn't want to do that. They want to be they want to do what we do. They want to be us.
Yeah.
So I mean, I know when we start cooking lean and greens, my 5-6-year-olds were like, "What is that? How come I don't get that?" And now my daughter at 7.5 years old, she loves broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she loves salad, tomato. She's into vegetables, and it's like, wow, that's great. She loves snacking on cucumbers. I mean, she calls them pepinos, but I mean, she loves snacking on them. She loves it. So I mean, this is something that can really get families healthy. This offering this gift that we have.
I have a question.
Sure, Nicole.
Hi, Dom. So my question is, how would you inspire, or how do you inspire your clients to integrate themselves into the community? I wouldn't say just the community, but I guess the support calls and the books is something that I really struggle with. And I feel like I'm a broken record every single week with all of my clients. Like, oh, did you catch the support call? And then it's like, no, I'm just having a really hard time integrating them into all the components.
Who wants to help Nicole out? Joe Otto, you've been on a lot of these calls. You want to help out Nicole with this one? No?
Otto, where'd you go?
Oh, sorry. I was talking and I was like, oh, wait a second. I got to unmute myself. I don't know that I have a whole lot to say to that. Some of my clients integrate themselves and some of them don't, but going back and talking to them again, I don't have anything specific to say that would be more helpful that I know of.
So what are you doing different than Joe with the clients that are integrating themselves than clients that aren't?
I don't do anything different with any of them. Some of them engage and some of them don't. As I bring more people in and, I've been consistently bringing in, 5, 6, 7 new clients a month. I don't know if that keeps me in the feed more. And my clients, because they're already in there, they see me post something and then of course that comes up on their wall. Even though it's in Discovering Health, it still comes up because we're friends.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that helps them to stay engaged, that they'll come in and post something, but I'm not doing anything in particular any different than probably what everybody else is doing. I wouldn't think.
Right. Does anybody else have anything to add to that? Because I think Joe touched on something very important. Is that Melody?
I think what I'm hearing is, and this has been my approach, is to model it myself. And that's really all I can do. Is there's going to be some that will and some that won't. But if I'm on the calls, if I'm posting, if I'm reading, then that's kind of my way of leading by example. And those that will follow. And those that won't, like I can't let it get to me. But it's like I want to shake them, going, but like, don't you know? Like, this is so important. And I am a broken record, but I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue to share, and hopefully just one of those shares is going to inspire them to pick up that book or get on one of those calls. And Yeah, I mean, I've been on 1,000 of these calls, so skills I say and do, but I know I'm not alone in clients motivated, and then they wonder why they fall off.
Hey, Nicole, something I do is I tell clients from the very beginning that that people that are successful integrate themselves into this program. And I compare it to getting into a swimming pool. I tell them that some clients put their toes in the water and some clients jump in. And I said, the ones that jump in and take advantage of all the support, all the calls, even the playbacks, I mean, those are the ones that are going to be successful. And I let them know from the very beginning. I'm like, this is going to be your decision. And then, of course, if they start to struggle, I'll send them the playback. And I'll say, hey, remember those calls I told you about? Listen to this one. It was just on last night. I think you're really going to like it. And I've had a lot of clients that it's almost like they have an aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
They watch it and they're like, oh my gosh, are there more of these? And I'm like, duh. I already told you, but that's okay. That's okay. You have to meet them where they are. And Joe is so right. Some clients they just don't do it. They won't do it. But, I just tell them from the very beginning, if they want to be the most successful, they are really going to jump in that pool. They're really going to make this a whole lifestyle change and not look at it like just a diet. That's what I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the other night I shared with my friend, I was over picking up my daughter Summer at her house, and she just went through a double mastectomy from breast cancer. And it's a genetic one. And so it's like, it's in her twin sister, it's in her kids, it's in her nephew, that gene is in everybody. And so she's not on program yet, but I brought over the Habits of Health call from Dr. D. Garcia that she just did the other day on breast cancer. And she was watching it and her jaw just was dropping from watching this. And so I think just like, watching these calls ourselves and just, finding little things that can relate to anybody, which really helps to show that our program is not a diet, that it really is like lifestyle. And there's lots of different components here. So not just for clients, but just for like anybody, you got your personal trainers with that one that Casey Mitzel did, and that's a really good one to share with people. Just if you get on these, just look at what the value is, and as you watch them, think about the people that you can share it with, even if they're not clients. And so if you can start off people showing them the different values that we have, then when they come aboard, they'll know that the calls are there, and they'll be more interested in integrating.
Definitely. I think you touched on the consistency and starting early with them so they know that availability is there. I love the answers of meeting them where they're at. It's their journey, and some will, some won't. And I love where that went. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sharing.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
When Troy and I were on a call with Justin, he kind of just laid it out for us how he talks to his potential clients or clients. And this is how he kind of worded it. He said, we'll begin on the 5-in-1 Kickstart program. We utilize the fuelings, which is the first component of the program. And I think these are the key words that we need to look at. First component of the program will get your metabolism back to where it should be by eating small balanced meals every 2 to 3 hours in the first 4 days typically. Then we get into what we call phase 1, which is fat burn. Along the journey, there is also to utilize the second component of the program, Dr. A's Habits of Health system. And those are the systems that we're going to talk about, is about getting on the calls, because that is part of the program. If you make it when you first do your initial assessment with somebody who's thinking about the program, you're going to set it up as if this is part of the program. It's not just the food. It's not just the water. It's not just drinking water. I mean, reading the books. You have all these components, and this is part of the program. Okay?
Yeah.
So I share that.
Yes. Who wants to throw out what those other components are?
Well, I know what they are.
Go for it.
Quiet time, sleep, mindfulness, eating every 2.5 to 3 hours, stress, and objects of motion activity. Okay?
Great habits, yes. That's good. Anybody want to add to what Luann just discussed? I think she dropped the mic with that. All right. That's a great topic.
Are you asking about the 4 components?
Sure. Yes. She
Oh, okay. Because she started.
Yep.
She started talking about the 5 and 1 or the healthy fuelings. Then she went into the habits of health system.
Mm-hmm.
But then your other 2 components would be your health coach and the community.
Yep. Definitely. And that's what we want to. I guess you could say that's probably full integration if individuals are touching on each of those components or doing those habits. That's definitely what we want to start from the very get-go with these individuals. And then, Nicole, it's just some people will, some people won't. And that's where I think our own, we had a training a couple weeks back, I think where our own personal development, our own health, mind, body, that kind of came into play. Whereas how are we actually taking it? This? Are we taking it personal? Is it us? Because some clients are going to lose 75, 80, 100 pounds. And then other clients are going to lose 10 pounds in the first week and never come back. They're just going to disappear. So what's the difference? What's the difference? And it's not us, it's them. And I think that's where our own healthy mind comes into play. Knowing that, hey, I'm doing what I should be doing. There's nothing that I've done differently. It's their journey. And I have to be okay with it. I can want it for them, but I can't want it more than they want.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say one thing there, and I think that's one of those things that we just can't get emotionally attached to them more than they are. We can't get more emotionally attached into their why than they are. At least that's the way I look at it. I'm always looking, obviously, for new people, new clients, and all that stuff. And it's just attrition. You're going to have some that will stay, some that will stick, some that won't. I mean, the 80-20 rule works everywhere. So don't think that this is any different. So if you've got 3 or 4 clients, or 10 or 15 or 20 or something, you just need to know that number is going to fluctuate up and down as they do those weird things, as they bump their order back or change their order or order less, or, they just do weird things out there. And, it's not, and this is me talking, it's just not something I can control. I can't control how I don't know their situation. I don't know their bills. I don't know what's going on in their life. I mean, I try to, but I can only do it. So that's the way I look at it. I just don't get emotionally attached to them. I want them to be successful. I'll do everything I can. I try to help them get integrated. I try to, stay in contact with them and email or text or phone or whatever their communication is. But if they don't respond and they don't reciprocate that back to me, I just looking at replacing them and continuing to fill that pipeline up and keep more clients coming in. That's why I bring in, I try to bring in 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 new clients every month.
Yeah.
That's just what I found. Of course, I've just been coaching for a few months, but.
So what helps you stay strong though, Joe? When, what's helping you stay strong? I mean, you mentioned the 80-20, what's helping you stay with a clear mind to just, okay, I just need to continue moving forward. What's helping you?
Early on when the program was presented to me, even as a brand new client, I saw the vision. I saw that this could be something powerful. And then as I was going on program and seeing successful results, not just in my weight loss, but especially in my mind. I just see the potential of what it can do and how I feel and how my whole life is. My whole life has changed. I mean, everything has changed about my life since I got on program April 14th. A week later, I lost a lot. A month later, I lost a lot. I became a coach. A month and a half in of being a coach, I still had one client. 2 months later, I had 30 clients. I mean, I just see the bigger vision, and I don't get emotionally attached to any one person, because that one person, whether that one person decides to get on program or not, that really has no effect. I mean, I don't know. That's just maybe, maybe it comes back from personal experience in other programs and other business models, that I just know that it takes a lot of people. And that's why Jamil's always talking to us about, 333, 555, 10, 10, 10, 10, whatever those numbers are, whatever you can start doing consistently over time, it not only builds up your pipeline of things, but it builds confidence in you. Because as I'm doing these steps, the accountability steps to stay in track of sending friend requests and making comments and IQ plus A and starting conversations and doing all the posting and all that stuff, that builds confidence inside of me. I don't care what they do. I can't control what they do. All I can do is control what I do. So as I consistently work the plan, I get more confident in me regardless of the results. I'm not result oriented. I'm more interested in what I do. And as I do that, my confidence builds. So that comes across on my phone call. Yeah. When I'm talking to somebody on the phone and I'm talking to them about becoming a new client or talking to them about coaching or whatever I'm doing, I mean, I'm very confident in what I'm talking about. I mean, so I don't know. I guess that answers your question. It's really more of that mindset, just plugging into what Jamil's teaching and focusing on the things that we learned in our accountability groups and in our camps and staying plugged in. And, I plug into everything I possibly can. And that builds my confidence. Yeah. And people ask questions, and sometimes I don't really interact, and I don't say something in there. I'm getting it, but maybe I don't have something specific to say. But I love it when it's almost like that round table, like we started a conversation and Luann jumped in, and and Melissa started, and then Melody, and everybody just kind of round tabled around it. And I'm getting that stuff in, but sometimes I don't have a specific thing to say. But I think just staying plugged in and working that plan out, because when you aren't consistent, when you don't do what you should be doing, then that beats your self-image up, and then that sends you way back in the other direction of, oh, I should be doing this, but I'm not, and I don't do this because and then all that negative self-talk gets into your brain, and then that's a spiral going in the other direction, and I can't afford that. And it's people's lives that can't afford that. Yeah. I mean, I really see this as a humongous vision. Giant.
Great.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
No.
I'm just kidding. So I don't know if it's Justin's or if it's Jamil's, or I don't know whose it is, but it's super awesome. But it's E plus R equals O. And your reaction is what your outcome's going to be. And so I think that's kind of what you're trying to say, Joe, is that your reaction is, if you have a positive reaction, you're going to have a positive outcome. If you have a negative reaction, you're going to have a negative outcome.
That's
and
true.
Because you stay so positive, I think you do have great outcomes.
Yeah. I mean, all of that stuff just all works together. It's true, though. Yeah. But that consistency that Jamil talks about, just like he posted in the group today, hey, we're got the end of the month. And he just lays out the same steps that we should be doing at the beginning of the month. I don't want to wait to the end of the month and need a whole bunch of clients or coaches or whatever. I want to get those in the beginning of the month. So that's my pipeline always stays full. I've got a explore call tonight, and Something else I found out or that works for me is I don't book my calendar out more than like 2 or 3 days. People forget. For me, if I book something out 5 days in advance, they got no clue. We can set up a plan in Facebook. I can send them a text message. I can call them. Gets time, they go, oh man, they just don't remember, because most people don't work by calendar. I didn't before the program. I had no calendar. I just wing it, single guy, whatever. So that works out really well for me. It's just keeping my calendar booked for 2 or 3 days in a row in the days that I am. So it's really booked today. Tomorrow is Slamorama. I don't have anything till like 9 o'clock tomorrow night opening. Even through the day, I've got lunch appointments, midday appointments, evening appointments. I think I've got 7 things booked tomorrow. And then Wednesday, a couple things, but I know some more of the things are going to come in there because I just stay consistent.
I hope you guys are taking notes on this, because there's so many pearls that these two just dropped on us between Joe and Catherine. First, I kind of wanted to summarize. It sounded like Joe was talking about the better he becomes and the stronger and more confident he becomes, the better he is for his clients to be able to better support them. Okay. So that was definitely one right there. And then we got into E plus R equals O, his positivity, how he's responding to these events are going to be how his outcomes are going to be for his clients and his business in general. So we had E plus R equals O. We had him becoming better. And then he talked a little bit about the calendar, indirectly, the organizational piece that he has. So the more organized that we can be can definitely help in the support to better assist our clients. And then consistency. Okay. Consistency. Because the more consistent that we can be, they know we're going to be there. They know what to expect. The more predictable our outcomes can be. All right. And I just want to congratulate everybody for being on this call. Mondays, we get a lot out of these calls. I know we're about 7 minutes over our little window of time that we have, but, come to these calls with energy, come with questions, come to get something out of it. This whole business is what you put into it, you're going to get out of it. So I thank you all for the participation. Thank you all. It's always a part of my week that I definitely look forward to, and I look forward to spending with you guys. So I encourage you, invite your teams, invite other people, other coaches on here. This is a pretty big room that Jamil has that we use. So invite them. Come with your questions. Come with answers that you want. Sometimes it's going to be an open forum like this, but hey, even if there is a topic that we're covering, you want to get a question answered, you ask the question because it's your time. These calls are here for you guys to help better support our clients and support your businesses. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Tom.
You guys have a great night. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye, everybody.
Nice.
Bye.
Night, John boy.
Mary Ellen.